is found in Jesus.
You know what day it is. Focus Friday.
What's good, my people? You know what day it is. Focus Friday. Topic is grace period. A lot of you know last year in August I graduated college.
Congratulations.
When I was in college, I took out a couple of student loans. When you graduate college, your loan company gives you a grace period. A grace period is pretty much this. Hey, I know you graduated college, you ain't got no money. We're gonna give you 6 months to get yourself right. When it's over with, we'll hit you up. You know what time it is.
Better have my money. Pay me what you want it.
So I got an email in December about how I should set up my loan payment due to my grace period being over. When I was coming up, I went to church and I wondered why many people didn't go to church. And the excuse was, I'll go to church when I get myself together. That's impossible, because if you could get yourself right, you would have been done it, and Jesus died for nothing. A story about this girl, she was adopted, and the family knew about her previous experience about going on trips and being left behind. So they was like, you know what? We're gonna take her to Disneyland. And this little girl was still acting up, misbehaving, being bad. And a few days before they went to Disneyland, they brought the little girl in a room, that set her down. The little girl began to say, I know what y'all gonna say, I can't go to Disneyland because I'm too bad and I've been misbehaving. And the parents said, okay, but are you a part of this family? The little girl said, yeah. Then the family said, where you going with us? So even though they thought that might trigger her to not misbehave anymore, it didn't. She was being disobedient towards the house rules. Then they go to Disneyland and she was still acting up. And they got back from Disneyland and they put her to bed. And before she goes to sleep, the parents asked her, how was Disneyland? And the little girl just sat there quiet. And she said, I went to Disneyland not because I was good, but because I'm yours. And that relates to us as well. How many times have we disobeyed God, but He still lavished His grace on us time and time, again and again and again. Not because of the good things that we've done, but simply because we are His. There's a parable in the book of Matthew that I want to dive in today. Let's check it out. Matthew chapter 20, verses 1 through 16. For the kingdom of heaven is like the landowner who went out early one morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay the normal daily wage and sent them out to work. At 9 o'clock in the morning, he was passing through the marketplace and saw some people standing around doing nothing. So he hired them, telling them he would pay them whatever was right at the end of the day. So they went to work in the vineyard at noon, and again at 3 o'clock, he did the same thing. At 5 o'clock that afternoon, he was in town again and saw some people standing around. He asked them, why haven't you been working today? They replied, because no one hired us. The landowner told them, then go out and join the others in my vineyard. That evening, he told the foreman to call the workers in and pay them, beginning with the last workers first. When those hired at 5 o'clock were paid, each received a full day's wage. When those hired first came to get their pay, they assumed they will receive more, but they too were paid a day's wage. When they received their pay, they protested to the owner. Those people worked only 1 hour, and yet you've paid them just as much as you paid us who worked all day in the scorching heat. He answered one of them, friend, I haven't been unfair. Didn't you agree to work all day for the usual wage? Take your money and go. I wanted to pay this last worker the same as you. Should you be jealous because I am kind to others? So those who are last now will be first then, and those who are first will be last. This verse relates to me because I think about how recently, a few weeks ago, my dad got baptized. I've been walking with the Lord for about 8 years now, and my dad is 61, so he just started. Does that mean that I should get more blessings? No. We get the same reward. We get the same wage. We get to spend eternity in heaven forever with our Creator. When I was young, I would go to my dad's house a lot. He would always say to me, hey, whatever's in the refrigerator, whatever's around the house is yours. You ain't gotta ask me for it. You're hungry? Go get it. It's there. It's yours. And that's how God's grace is. It's yours. It's for you. You ain't gotta ask for it. It's there for you when you need it. Grace is what we don't deserve. We don't deserve Disneyland. We don't deserve heaven. But through the grace of Jesus, it's ours. So let's rest in God's grace period. And I realized that a period ends a sentence. But God's grace period ends condemnation. God's grace period ends guilt and shame. It's Focus Friday. Thank y'all for watching.